So what is up, guys? So I wanted to show you guys something. Here's what's on the table. Yes, bunch of stuff that actually came on the mail. FedEx. We have some UPS and we have some USPS as well. This is for my personal car, the 2003 325i. I mentioned that we were gonna do some maintenance, and this is pretty much it. Part of it's going to be the air intake hoses. Although I'm only going to be using one of them, I forget which one it is. I'm going to say it's this one right here. Yes, I think I'm getting this one because of the fact that I have a Canon filter, and the Canon filter actually bolts onto that. And no, actually, it's this one. It doesn't matter. Actually, we'll figure it out once we get to the car. So that's that. The next one. This is the Vanos pressure oil line. I'm gonna go ahead and replace it as well because of the fact that on the car I'm starting to see a bunch of oil starting to sit. Not bunch of, but it's just enough where actually the whole line is pretty much soaking. The washers are right here. This one right here, it's the power steering hose. This one actually goes from the reservoir to the pump. That's the other thing that I'm doing. All four hoses on the power steering system, they're pretty much done. I'm replacing all of them. This is one of them. This is the power steering reservoir that I'm replacing as well. These are the other critical ones because these, even though they do have some specialty connectors, I will say that they're not really fully high pressurized. Not pressure, but high pressure like the other one, because of the fact that on the it doesn't have it right here, another fitting. So let's go ahead and head out and start working on the car. My e46 sedan, and since my car is actually low, every time I have to lift it, I have to put this brake under just so it can give me enough space so I can jack the car up. Once we do that, I'm gonna put the jack stands, which is right here, and we'll get to it. Awesome. Now that we got it all lifted up on the jack stands, in fact, I actually took the I do that all the time. Every time I lift it, it's just a thing. I have to put a wheel under it, and in fact, it's actually one of the original wheels. Well, the reason why I'm putting it under is just in case. You never know what can happen. So let's go ahead and open the hood, and there it is. That's the engine. It's a 2.5 inline six. The only difference that this one has compared to the majority of the rest of the 325s is apparently the engine, it was only designed or made for Massachusetts, New York, and California, and this is considered as the M56, which I've read about it, and apparently it just makes the same power and everything as the M54 B25. So this one, the specific model is M26 B25. The other differences, apparently it's the fuel system. It's all stainless steel. It's only one that I need from the two that I got. The reason why, because I have a Canon. Oh, and the other thing I haven't mentioned, I ended up going and buying another Canon cleaner kit, because we're gonna go ahead and clean it too as well. I'll go ahead and record that, and after we do that, we're gonna go ahead and go to the power steering system, which we're gonna replace the reservoir. So as you can see right there, there's one line, big one, that goes from the reservoir, it seems like, to the pump, and then there's another one that goes from the reservoir to the cooling coil pack, or cooling coil, and then the bottom one goes from the cooling coil to the where did it go? It goes back there to the rack and pinion, and then there's one that goes from the rack and pinion to I'll show you guys. This one, rack and pinion to the pump. This right here. And the other thing I have to figure it out as well It's where I think I see it. Where's I'm getting an oil leak, and I think it's from the valve cover, and I can see way up there, and I'm pretty sure this is what it is. That was my mistake when I replaced the gasket. I did not use the right pattern. When I made the pattern the way it's supposed to be. Holy moly, there's wood back here. What the hell? Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. The good thing about the M56 in this case is the gasket on the valve cover is metal. I'm sorry, it's rubber, metal, rubber. So to a certain extent, I guess it can be reusable. And honestly, it hasn't been that long since I replaced it, so I'm pretty sure I can get away with it. And cause, yeah. Oh, and the last thing, the oil line for the Vanos system. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that. As you guys can see, it's quite oily. Boy, it's quite oily actually. Recently, I just replaced a water pump because it gave up on me, and I did the lines, the hoses, silicone. I actually did that myself. I had to cut them in sizes because they were a little too long. Seems to be working, and I did the bottom one as well. Thermostat, the belt tensioner gave up on me too when I was replacing the water pump. That was a bummer because of the fact that it was a weekend, it was raining, and I was gonna wait quite a long time to get this damn part. And but for now it's running, but we're gonna go ahead and address some other stuff. My assumption is gonna be quite messy because I'm going to be dealing with oil, power steering, which is ATF only, and motor oil. But let's go ahead and start taking things off. Of the intake. The one thing that's for people that might be doing this, you might want to take the diesel valve that goes on the intake. It's actually not hard. It's only 2 bolts. It's actually a Torx bit, which is this kind, and in fact I'll tell you the size of it. It'll be a T35. Yeah, it'll be a T35. It would actually take these 2, and then you can remove the diesel valve. Don't forget to unplug the electrical connector, which is this one right here. It's actually the spring loader from the back of it. Just push it in and it come off, and that's how you're gonna be able to get to the clamps for the actually it's right here for the clamp on the boot. If you're using a screwdriver, that might be a little difficult. Actually, my way to do it, it says 6mm socket, and with the multiple extensions and a joint. You know what I mean. Pretty easy. It's not that hard. It's just about having the right tools. This intake hose pretty much gets replaced by the Canon boot, so I'm not gonna need this one. The one I'm gonna need is gonna be this one over here. In fact, let me go ahead and open it. Either way, this is pretty much the replacement. That's what I need, and that's what I'm about to put right on. Actually, you know what? Let me go see if this is not gonna be on the way of me doing the rest of the stuff. Because it's gonna go. How does it go again? This one actually goes up on the idle air control valve, and then one goes on the throttle body, and that's pretty much it. I have to take my time and position it in a certain way where the intake is gonna be fitting as well. But we'll get to that. Figured out how to take the pressure line from the Vanos. I know the wrench that actually fits around the bolt, it seems to be a 3/4, but it's a little loose. But I was able to use it carefully to remove it. But if we have to convert it to metric, I want to say this would be probably like a 19, the proper size, because I tried 17 and it didn't fit, and then I tried 21, it was too big. So the 18 and 19 is gonna fit perfectly, but I was able to get it work with the 3/4. The other thing I want to show, it's the fact that right below the bolt there's this tissue, the shop towels, and on the other end of the line, as you guys can see it from here probably, let's see, maybe not, but you can see the blue stuff right there. it's under the other end. So once I take that off, in case oil comes out, it will be getting on the engine more than what it already is. So I'll go ahead and take that out, and I'll show you guys in a bit as well. Okay. As you guys can see, it's pretty much done. It's actually damn stiff. If I, oh, look at that, it's starting to deform already. No wonder it needed to be replaced, and the replacement is going to be this one right here. Let me go ahead and open this. I actually have the washers as well to replace them, and this is the line. We're going to go ahead and compare, make sure it actually matches. Seems like it does. It looks like the difference from the one I removed to this one, the replacement. Apparently, the original only seems to have 2 crimps. Actually, no. What is it? Yeah, I want to say 2. Yeah, 1, 2. Well, this one has 3. 1, 2, and 3. And even on the other side, I was looking at the line. I'm like, wait, it doesn't even match. It's a little. The original on the rubber hose itself, it seems like it's actually longer. But once you actually add up the difference on the crimps, it's actually the same length. We're about to find out right now because I'm gonna put it on. Quick update. I just replaced the Vanos line. This one, the replacement, honestly, I ordered on eBay. Even though it didn't, because of the fact that it has the extra 3 crimps, it actually takes space and removes rubber pretty much off of the line itself. And by removing the line, because of the fact that it's about to right here, it actually gives up flexibility for you to be able to actually bolt either one of them. If you try to bolt this one first, and you try to do the one on the bottom, you won't be able to. Well, I wasn't able to. Whoops, I'm actually making a mess. My way was, and it worked, although, to be honest, it was a B. It was really a pain in the ass. So first I did the one on the back, and then I did the front, and then I did the one on the above right here. But either way, it was actually quite hard, man, to actually there's plenty of play to actually get this thing on, because of the fact that it wasn't flexible enough. I hope the fact that it was flexible actually is a better thing or a good thing to quality wise, but I doubt it. But it's new, that's the one thing for sure. The next thing I'm gonna go ahead and jump on, it's gonna be removing the reservoir and the power steering lines. That's gonna be a fun one. And the quick connectors, that's going to be a really good one. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But let's get to it. Other than that one, then we're gonna finish this. So I was able to remove the power steering reservoir with the line that goes from the reservoir, of course, to the coil, and the one that goes from the pump. I will be reusing the hose clamp. This one right here, the one that goes to the bottom, and most likely the one that goes right here. The concept of the clips right here to remove the lines, they are pretty smart. They're good, but the thing is this: if yours or the line has been there for a minute or has been replaced, all that gunk can get in there, because it's kind of like a spring loaded, and it allows you not to push it all the way in, and it's really hard to remove it. And the other thing that I did as well on the bottom of the car, I'll go ahead and show you guys. It's I removed the line that goes from the rack to the pump, but I removed the part on the other side that goes to the pump, so that I can drain it. And the next step, it's gonna be to probably remove this one, because the only one that is left is gonna be that one, and the one that goes from the coil, which I'll show you right now. It's this one right there, if you guys can see. I want to point it, and it goes all the way down to the rack. So this is pretty much the only 2 left. Once I do that, to be honest, I'm gonna be done with it, and then I'm gonna be moving to putting back all this stuff. There's the new reservoir, there's the new line, there's the other new line, and there's this one that goes all the way to the pump. I know you guys can see the shiny stuff at the bottom, the ends. As you guys can see, there's the new line right here, tying up pretty nice so far. I mean, I haven't filled it up with fluid yet, but I'm just double checking everything on this one over here. Quick advice, or Heads up, this pipe right here on this hose is actually bigger and literally bigger than the original. So the little clip right here that actually the hold these two together, it doesn't really go around this. And the thing is this, I don't really want to mess up the line, make a hole, because of the fact that the clip right here, the gauge of the metal is pretty thick, and so for me to hammer it as well, I don't want to do that. So what I did, I mean, it's there. So what I did, I just go ahead and end up putting a zip tie to hold it, and I use it as an anchor. So far it's pretty good. So there's the old reservoir, as you guys can see. Look at all the gunk at the bottom. Golly, it really looks nasty, huh? Then we have this. Well, the rest of the line's pretty much, you guys can see, they needed to be replaced. A good example, this one right here. Oh, you know what? That's the reason why it was leaking, because of the fact that he ripped the seal. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. But yeah, it ripped and it was leaking from there. And there's a big one, which is the feed line from the pump to the from the reservoir to the pump, and there's the other one from the reservoir to the coil, cooling coil right here, the one I'm holding, to the rack to pump, which is a high pressure line as well. Don't forget that I did that already. I just cleaned the DSA valve, Visa, I forget what it was. I think it's DSA. Yes. Well, not really cleaned it. I just ended up spraying some brake cleaner just to get most of the stuff out. And then the one thing I'm gonna do right now, it's clean the Canon filter, because it definitely needs to be cleaned, and it is a Canon, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with the cleaner, and then wash it, and then clean it again, and then spray the oil. And I'm probably gonna let it dry before I actually decide to put everything back together. Most likely, while it's drying, I'll put the boot back on and the DSA valve. So at the end, once this thing is dry and oiled up, I can just put it in there with the bracket, and we should be done. One thing you just really want to do, if you guys clean an air filter, after, make sure you get all the stuff out. Go through every groove, because it seems like stuff can get it. No, it not seems like, it's a fact. Clean it as much as you can, you know. I was reading the instructions in the box, says once you rinse it, go ahead and spray the oil, but I'm not sure if I should do that. I feel like it would be better off if we wait until the filter is dry. Okay, it looks better. All I have to do is just go ahead and put everything back together. Like I said, just go ahead and put the DSA valve, and but before I do that, I'm gonna need to make sure that I'm gonna fit the boot pretty much right here. The upper one, like I said, it goes right on the idle oil control valve, and the other one, the other bigger end, just goes right into the throttle body. Most likely I'm gonna clean some of the little gunk right in there. It's not a lot, actually. It's actually pretty clean. Not really, to be honest, but I was expecting to be worse. And it looks pretty good on the fact that I don't have to worry about any of this, but I actually have to fill it up with fluid on the power steering system. There's the other result. You can see it's nice and clean with the red color, with the oil. Clean a little bit of the intake, not too much of it. There's the pressure line for the vanos is replaced. All the power steering hoses, including the reservoir, and what else? The boots, yeah, the one that goes right there, the intake boot. We're gonna go ahead and give it a test drive, and we'll see how it drives. Whoa, it's already warm because I warmed it already. This is going to be a test for the power steering system. I mean, for me, actually, the reason why is because AC and power steering is one of the things that I kind of stay away from it, because it's high pressurized. So it always gave me that thing, like, I don't know, what if I don't do it right? What if it catches air? What if the air just, pressure, pow, blows up shit? But not really. Hopefully not. So honestly, I really can't tell you so much of it. I think the hoses and other stuff like that, it was pretty much of preventance of before breaking. And once it would have broken, then yeah, there would have been a whole different story. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like the video. If not, then my apologies. Thank you very much everyone for watching the video, whoever watched it, and until next time.